Hello, my absolutely beautiful Taurus friends, and welcome to your horoscope for June of 2021, where Taurus, this is a busy month, but it is also a month where we see Jupiter and both Neptune stepping into retrograde, bringing our outer planet retrograde energy to, a new height, which also tells us that right away this month, we do want to expect delays and we do want to give ourselves permission to slow down and review the things that we need to and realize we're not going to be in the season right now where we're just thrusting and pushing things forward. So I want to give you that ideal as soon as we're coming into the month. Now, good news, Mercury, who is retrograde as we come into the month, will also be coming out of retrograde this month. We're also going to have a solar eclipse in that particular Gemini energy as well. So I think there's a lot that is available for us to have looked over and now have fresh answers to. Now, this month, in addition to all of that goodness, we are also going to have Saturn and Uranus squaring again, and this will be the second of a three-part set of squares that are happening between Saturn and Uranus. So the tough news is that it's still frustrating. It's still some tension. The good news is the first one has already happened. You may still feel the tension, you may still have some frustration, but this one, especially with Saturn retrograde, is a lot more guided. And I think we see you being prepared to make some different moves, Taurus, especially about who you are, who you want to be in the world, what you want to be known for, and what it is that you essentially specialize in on this planet. So I look forward to telling you all about that. So let's get in here. Right at the beginning of the month, Taurus, we see your ruling planet Venus stepping into the energy of Cancer. Now, this is going to light up your third house space. So in the third house, we've got communications, learning, writing that book, anything you're doing that has to do with writing. Siblings can definitely be in the third house as well. Your website, buying and selling of houses, cars, things like that all come from the third house space. But as Venus moves in and puts her influence here, we definitely see family, Cancer, becoming a central theme. So if you do have things going on with siblings or cousins or people that you consider to be close to you, maybe even the neighbors, it's a different season. Are you guys gathering together? Is something going on in the community? And Venus is bringing just a nice, pleasant harmony to this particular area. But Venus also moving into your third house could be that you're going to spend some money on education, or maybe one of your children is doing something and you're going to spend some money on their education, on their car insurance, or something like that. So I just want you to know that as Venus is moving through this Cancerian energy, though, she's very, very comfortable, very, very happy in the energy of Cancer, because there's an understanding between their dynamics. So in this third house arena, you could actually see that maybe things are happening and going on, maybe even getting a little expensive, but there is a simpatico that is available with this energy. So try and roll with it, because Venus is definitely acting in her benefic best in this particular arrangement, okay? Now on the 10th, we're going to have this new moon solar eclipse happening in the energy of Gemini. Now this is going to be at 19 degrees of Gemini, and it's happening at a really interesting and kind of neat time, because as this eclipse is happening, the Sun and Mercury, who are retrograde, or Mercury, who is retrograde, are together in a conjunction. And so this gives us the signal that it's like, oh, okay, we are halfway through the Mercury retrograde cycle. It's really kind of a neat energy. Now, this new moon solar eclipse is still our new moon for the month. So we're going to plant our seeds of intention to begin something new here in this Gemini area of your chart, which lights up the second house. So this is about finance, how you make money, how you use your creative talents to bring money into your life. But it's also about your values. What grounds you? What are your values that drive what you do, who you are, how you spend your money, how you budget your money? What is your security around financial and self-esteem things? This is a very big governing area of your value in this particular house, and you're being offered a really nice fresh start off of an eclipse that we had in May that was showing you in the 8th house where something needed to be adjusted so that you could make room to really be vocal, to be networking, and to have this fresh start in this particular area. Now, this particular moon gets a lot of good, I think, influence from Mercury's energy, because Mercury is actually going to be getting a lot of support from Saturn to stabilize what it's thinking, what it's doing. Now, keep in mind that Mercury, the ruling planet of this particular eclipse, is in retrograde. So you're likely looking back over something that's already been in your financial or value structure. And now, in connection with Saturn, who is also retrograde at this point, they are stable, they are sturdy. What you're looking back on it, it's almost as if at this particular eclipse, you have a chance to say, you're right. I am growing. It is working. What I'm doing, I'm building on it. This is solid, good, delicious work. Okay. Now, the thing I want you to still be mindful of is that Neptune does have an influence at this particular eclipse. So you just want to, it can make it seem like reality is not, like you're not in reality. And this is where I tell you, at this moon, I don't want you to doubt yourself. Doubt is normal, especially when Saturn gets anywhere involved. Doubt is normal. But Taurus, if you are putting your best foot forward, if you are taking new actions, if you have and are feeling like you have a new calling and you're moving towards that, I feel you should give yourself some credit for the good that you are doing. Mars is also going to be opposing Pluto, so this could just create that energy that feels like maybe even a financial or a value power struggle a little bit, but give yourself credit. You are growing. Use your word magic. This is an eclipse in Gemini. They are accessing the magic of words. Speak the conversations you need to, have the negotiations you need to, use your words, use your big Taurus heart. Give yourself some credit for everything you're doing well and give benefit of the doubt where it's needed, okay? On the 11th, we're going to see Mars enter into the energy of Leo, and this is going to light up your 4th house space, which tells me home, family, real estate, property, women in your life, all of these things that have to do with the deep foundations are going to be quite busy for you at this time. Mars is bringing action here, so if you need to finish those home improvement projects, please by all means go ahead and get those done. You know, with Leo energy, one of the things I always think of are the kids. There is definitely the kids or young people influence that is available in your energy here in June, so maybe they've got things going on. Either way, Mars in Leo also likes to play, so please give yourself some pleasure time. Please make home a place that doesn't have to be a battleground. It can be a place where the good times, the dancing are happening, but truly Mars is still Mars. And if you've needed to say something, you say it with your chest out. You need to get that business started. You need to claim your spot. This is going to be a good energy to do that with at this particular time. You'll have Mars and Leo until July. Now, I do want to share that I do not think with all of this value and money structure that's been on your table, I do not think with Mars and Leo is the time to take this super big risk, at least not here in June. Some of the aspects just support actually experiencing a loss because you're going to take that big financial risk on something, as opposed to just waiting a little bit. Just give it as we can get into July and the energy stabilize out a little bit to make that big decision. Of course, emergencies are emergencies, so do what you need to do with your money, okay? On the 14th, we're going to see that Saturn-Uranus square, and this is going to happen at 13 degrees of Aquarius and Taurus. Now, this is going to be happening between your 10th house and your 1st house, and I'm telling you, this is the second of the 3 times that Saturn and Uranus are going to square against each other this year. We saw it once in February. So I'm going to ask you, what was shaken loose? Because Saturn and Uranus, as they're pushing against each other, it is like, I need to break out of here. I am frustrated because I know and I feel like I need to innovate this area. I need to innovate my values. I need to find my space and my spot in this world and in this business. But I feel like I've been held back, or I feel like I'm pushing against something that I can't quite get out of the way. So what happened from your relationships to your job? What was coming apart, or what was shaken loose for you in February? Because it would have almost been like, oh my God, what's happening? I am really this person now. This situation is really this thing now. And sometimes that can look like a staunch course correction, like it is a whole new thing. And it's so surprising, Taurus, because you're a fixed energy, right? So what happened in February? Because now, as we're revisiting it here in June, Saturn is retrograde. So we know you are looking at what has already come up. This could be that calling to the new job, that new calling to something maybe in a public office, or you want to be seen, physically. Maybe you even are wanting to change your body and it feels like a really big course correct. It could mean that in the work that you do or what you're known for, we're getting ready to know you in the same field, but in a really different way. So Taurus, leave me in the comment section down below what's happening. You'll have resolution, I think, by the time we get to December. It'll all make sense then, okay? On the 20th, it's a busy day. Not only do we have the summer solstice, unless, of course, you are not having the summer solstice and you're having winter, for you too, okay? So either way, we're going to have a solstice point. The sun enters into the energy of Cancer, bringing light, heat, life, and vitality to your third house area. Venus is already here, warming up a nice seat for that energy. So you get a lot of really nice third house time. It's a great time to write that book. It's a great time to update that website, buy the car, sell the car, do all of these kinds of things. Have that barbecue with the neighbors, or I guess maybe a s'mores roast if you're in the winter time with the neighbors. Spend time with the siblings. Either way, the sun brings us into a new season. It's a shift of energy for us, and it's all surrounded right here. You could also be deciding to learn or teach something under this energy. Now, on the same day, Jupiter is going to step into its retrograde at 2 degrees of Pisces. So this is going to be in your 11th house space, okay? Now, as Jupiter's only made it 2 degrees into the energy of Pisces, we've just had a snick snack. We've had a 3-degree preview of things that we will really work on from December of 2021 through 2022. Okay, but during Jupiter's retrograde, it's shown you the wisdom. It's like giving you a mini spiritual awakening, and likely a teacher or information or resources or something that has been expanding your knowledge in your groupings has presented itself. Do you have a social group or a tribe that's really different than maybe where you've been running, and you're a part of that and you're like, yeah, this is like waking up my spirit? Whatever it is, I think that Jupiter has acted as a guardian angel to show you that it is okay to advance into this particular area, and it's giving you this chance during the retrograde to go back over it and review. Now, one other thing I do want to say is, because the eclipse that happened on the 10th was just opposite of that Sagittarian eclipse, and Jupiter does rule Sagittarius, I have this sense here that during Jupiter's retrograde, if you made like a financial plan or something like that, and it seemed like it was a really great idea, especially around mid-May when Jupiter went into Pisces. If it's not the right idea, if it is not the right alignment, this is when I think you get the course correction information that it's like, no, rethink that, rebudget that, relook at that. That doesn't work for our long-range plans, okay? On the 22nd, Mercury comes out of retrograde in the energy of Gemini at 16 degrees. So now it'll be here, of course, still in your second house space, and you've had the chance to do this revision, re-edit, reunion, reconnect, revise, whatever you've needed to do during this Mercury retrograde. You've definitely had that backward turning motion to be able to make these adjustments. And if you've recently gotten the information that some kind of value proposition in your life was not in the correct arrangement, now as Mercury is turned forward and ready to give his blessings of clarity of the mind, and you've also just had this fresh start with the solar eclipse, I think you're able to navigate that with a bit more ease going forward. But remember, Mercury is just waking up on the 22nd. He's not ready to pass out the gifts of all the mercurial blessings. Give it a couple days and the energies will get going on, okay? On the 24th, we've got a full moon happening in the energy of Capricorn, and I like this moon. I do like this moon. Now, the full moon says that something has to be ended, acknowledged, or adjusted, okay? But we have got Jupiter sending just nice amounts of love to the full moon and to the sun, respectively. And even though he's in retrograde, a Jupiter retrograde is still very benefic, right? It's still super helpful. So it's got a lot of love, and I feel like it delivers not only abundance, but a sense of luck to this particular moon as well. So I was telling you, I really think that we're going to start seeing you in the world in this next 6 months, Taurus, in a really different arrangement. It seems like you've been called towards something else. It doesn't mean doesn't have to be new, but maybe you found your niche. Maybe you found what calls to you. And this particular moon bringing that ending acknowledgement or adjustment, I think brings it full course for you. Now, this particular moon in Capricorn is going to be at 3 degrees and lighting up your 9th house space. Publishing, marketing, broadcasting, travels, right? Like maybe you're going to travel, maybe you're taking on something pretty serious, Capricorn, that helps you achieve a different public presence, and so you're going to travel. Definitely the 9th house could do with legal things. They could do with things that have to do with higher education. So whatever it is, you've definitely got an arrangement in this next 4 weeks that I think is going to show up based on this particular moon. And it does have an interesting Mars is moving towards a square with Uranus at this time. So the one thing I do want to tell you around this time of the month is to just please be careful. Like, watch what you're doing, drive defensively, be aware of your surroundings and things like that, because it's a good moon, but there's just also this element of Mars and Uranus being willing to war each other that I just want you to be mindful of, okay? And be mindful of the surprises. On the 25th, we're going to see Neptune now stepping into its retrograde at 23 degrees of Pisces, again in this 11th house space. So be prepared to have a review of your ideals in the 11th house. When Neptune goes retrograde, things get real. We don't have the benefit of the daydreamy quality of Neptune because it's flipped around. So it's like, this is the reality of my friends. This is the reality of my tribe. This is the reality of my long range plans. And it gets pretty serious, but you've been here. Neptune has been here. It's just asking you to realign what your ideals are in this long range place of your chart and with your friendship and tribe groups, okay? Now, as we're going to end the month, we're going to see your ruling planet Venus moving into the energy of Leo, again, lighting up some 4th house love here. Maybe you want to redecorate. You could be like, I need to redecorate this house, doing things with the family, doing things with the children. Oh, okay, Taurus, you could have family members like a parent or someone you consider to be a parent, or maybe even it's someone that you're caring for and they are needing you to like step up. You are helping them. Maybe if it's financial help or a pipe bursts in their house or something like that. And Venus is actually like, you're getting to be the benefit to someone else. But I also think that Venus in Leo speaks beautiful love into the air. It's a new season. Maybe trying to bring in a little something to you. Venus in Leo does want to be seen. So you could also have a really good vibe with the public this month, Taurus. I mean, you just had birthday time. You're practically golden, right? All right, my beautiful friends, I hope you have an amazing June. It's not going to be just, butterflies and kittens for everybody. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done. We are in a huge transition together. So please just let me know how it's going for you in the comment section down below. I love you guys. Bye.